as called safety switch.
Safety switch.
Switch. There's a switch that have inserted into it, a mechanical switch. So without the clutch fully down, without your leg on the brake, without you in your seat belt, the vehicle will never start until you do those three things. Some cars have it, the modern vehicles, a lot of them now have it. But the most by the majority is the one that has the clutch one. That one is common for manual cars. Automatic brake and safety seat belts, they are the common ones in automatic. But for manual, so anytime you are going to start a vehicle that you are not familiar with, put on your seat belt, hold your brake, clutch down before you start. If it's a manual, if it's automatic, hold the brake with your right foot, fasten your seat belt before you start the vehicle. Otherwise, the vehicle will end up disgracing you. Yeah. So now we are going to use these diagrams to learn how to start the vehicle. So as I was saying, the clutch does a lot of things. Change the gear, have clutch to move out. I will talk on everything. So it does a lot of things. And that's what I'm saying, that there are some areas that you might not use your clutch, I might use mine. So when we are talking on the things that the clutch do or does, you can have more, I will have less. You can have more or have less. We will never settle in one figure. But when it comes to brake and accelerator, we will settle in one figure. And we want to use similar words like confusing, complicated, cumbersome, complex, and they all start with C, and the clutch also start with C. So that one is okay. If that, let's give the same thing to the clutch in the driving aspect, not the other calculations. Any question? All right. So to start a vehicle, the first thing is to do your what you call a daily routine check. You have to examine the vehicle, make sure everything is intact, the vehicle is in a good condition before you intend to what? To start the vehicle. It's called a daily routine check. It's called a daily routine check. Then the next one, after your routine check, the next one you are supposed to do is to make sure that you get into the vehicle. What I was telling you, the guys, some of them were even standing outside starting the vehicle. Yes. No, they would stay stood outside, their hand inside, holding the key to start. So they are not on the brake, they are not in the seat belt, and they are expecting the vehicle to start. It won't work. And imagine you are starting the vehicle while you are not inside the vehicle, and something happened accidental. How will you get control over the vehicle? So like you said, safety precautions. So if you do that, then the manufacturer will say, if you don't sit inside the car, hold your brake and put on your seat, then the vehicle shouldn't start, so that you go and kill yourself or kill somebody. Simple. So it's a safety switch. So after your examination on the vehicle with the routine check, you sit. It's a full topic. It's a full topic on that's what we did yesterday. It will come back again. No problem. But since you want to know, oh, don't worry. The routine check, some people are online also watching us. So for the sake of them, you also want to know, I think you did it yesterday. So he knows what I'm talking about. The routine check entails maybe checking your oil, your water in the vehicle, your tires, your roadworthy, your insurance. All those things are called the routine check. Those things are known as your lighting system and the rest. They are known as the routine check. They have to be something that you do it daily, every day. That's why we call the daily routine check.
Then we get we know really the level.
Yeah.
What do I expect to see?
What do you expect to see, right? So with after the routine check, then the next thing is to make sure you sit inside the vehicle or you get into the vehicle so that you can have control over the vehicle. So in case something happens accidentally, you can have control over the pedals, which are the clutch, the brake, and accelerator. Then after you sit into the vehicle, inside the vehicle, the next thing is to engage the parking brake. So in case the person who left the car did not engage it, you raise it, or if it's the foot one, you press it to hold. Because the parking brake also can support. So in case the vehicle should go accidentally and the parking brake is engaged, it will prevent it from moving accidentally. to go and hit. Then after you have engaged the parking brake, then you close your doors. After the doors, you apply what we call the SMS. SMS. You apply your SMS, meaning seats, mirrors, and seat belts. They are called the SMS. You make sure you adjust the seat to your comfort level. You adjust your mirrors, both your rear mirror and your side mirror to see clear. Then you also put on your seat or your safety belt. We all started with S, safety belt or seat belt. You put on them before you insert the key.
Before
you insert the key.
But I don't say what you this. I don't put the insert key in here before that.
Yeah. Before you insert the key, you have to do all this so that in case you might insert the key, your kid brother or your daughter, your son is seated, just started. So you must do all those things that you are said before the key should be inserted in the car. There are petty things that people have actually in their homes, even their homes are casa. Like petty things. So after you insert the key, then you turn your key to what we call ACC. Meaning ACC means accessories, the radio, the charging system for your phone and the rest. The reason why you place the key there is that when those things are on, those electrical devices are on, and you start your vehicle, it takes a lot of power from the battery. So that will affect the lifespan of your battery. If you like doing that and your battery should last for 4 years, 2-3 years, the battery is gone. So anytime before you start the vehicle, make sure that all electrical devices are off. When after starting the vehicle, then the alternator will regenerate power to the battery before you put them on again. So when you get to the ACC, even if the radio is, the volume is lower, say, you see the frequency moderation number. If it's the AC, you see the AC light. So that tells you that they are on, then you put all of them off. After you see your wiper going in front of your AC, your windscreen, then you off it. After you put all of them off, all those things off, then you put your leg on the foot brake, the foot one to what? To prevent the vehicle from moving what? Accidents.
What is this automatic?
Both.
Okay.
Both, you place your leg on the foot brake.
Oh, foot brake, okay.
Yes. For both. Manual or automatic.
Just a quick one.
Yes. Manual automatic. Then, if manual, you add the clutch to it. If manual, you put your left foot also on the clutch. You put your left foot also on the clutch. So if manual, brake and clutch, don't clutch before brake. When you clutch before brake, we call it coasting. C-O-A-S-T-I-N-G. Coasting, meaning you have abused the clutch. When your vehicle is slopey and the parking brake is not that effective, when you clutch first, without you starting the car can move accidentally when it hits. So that's the reason why you hold the brake first. Your right foot have to be on the brake before you clutch. Never clutch before braking. It's dangerous to do that. We call it coasting. It's dangerous. Always hold the brake before you clutch. Even when you are driving, you are in motion, you have to stop. Begin with the brake before you clutch. Don't clutch before braking. When you are speeding and you clutch before braking, you rather increase the speed of the car. So if you have to stop here, you stop there. It's called coasting. People don't know. A lot of people don't know. Yes.
So we should apply the brake pedal before.
The brake will start to lower the speed before you clutch. The clutch is only going to sustain the engine, but it's the brake that is stopping the car. A lot of people don't know that.
An emergency.
Come again.
An emergency.
An emergency, brake before clutch. For instance, you are driving manual car, an emergency, you brake and you forget to clutch, the car will stop, the engine will go off, you start again.
That's the word.
Yes. But you clutch, the car is going walk up on the band. And you didn't brake, you hit the person. So focus on the braking than sustaining the engine.
Okay.
Yes, it's a lot of people don't know that. So when they clutch first, then the speed increase, they thought the brake has failed them. Then they will not slam on the brake at once. They thought the brake is fault. Then you are not pressing the brake and you think it's faulty. but your leg is not on it. What makes it faulty? You are not applying the thing. What you supposed to apply to slow the car down, you are not applying it, and you think the brake has failed. It didn't fail. You are applying the wrong pedal at the wrong time. A lot of people don't know that. So once you hold your brake, then your clutch also down. Then you change the gear to neutral. This is the neutral. For manual, automatic will start it on P. So it's already on P, so you leave it on park. We start automatic vehicle with park, then we start manual with neutral. Manual is being started with neutral, automatic is being started with park.
We cannot start it at the neutral.
No. Park. That's the best. Park. Then after that, you turn on the ignition, the dashboard, the instrument panel, the what you call the dashboard. It's called the instruments panel. You turn them on, then you know the state of the vehicle, your fuel gauge, temperature gauge, door lights, parking brake, tire pressure, SRS, safety restraint system, airbag, and the rest.
Because those ones are for cars that are still new.
Yes.
So those ones from
Yes.
Yes.
So that the vehicle will communicate the state, so that I know that oh, my car is in a good condition, that I can move before you start. Before you kick to start. So that's the point of starting. That's the point of starting.
Let me take it back a minute. For
Alright.
him,
Okay.
that issue of clashing and braking.
Yes.
If let's say that a vehicle moving freely,
Yeah.
and I am no more accelerating,
Okay.
but the vehicle is moving freely.
Alright.
Okay, let's take it that I didn't press
Press
on
any
the-
pedal. Yeah.
Good. Now, so the engine is still using its momentum to move.
Yeah.
Now, when I did not press on the brake, but I pressed on the clutch.
Yes.
Does it really add to the speed of the vehicle, or it's the reason? Because I know that you do say that sometimes if your braking system is not good and you are maybe descending a very dangerous
Alright, steep hill, valley
you
or
can
something.
put this gear in second
Yep.
or that, which is the tortoise gear kind of.
Yes. Yes.
So
yes.
in this case, is to mean that that gear is still preventing the vehicle from moving. All right. First of all.
Yes, I get where you are coming from. That gear that you are talking about. In vehicle, when you are supporting the engine with a gear, we call it engine brake. So when a gear is being engaged, it supports the brake. But if the gear is not engaged, you are neutral, you have, we call it the free range of the tires. Yes. So the engine that will support the vehicle to the tire to stop on time has been eliminated from the system. So it's only the tire that will break. So that's why the tire will go freer before it will go and stop. That's why you miss your target of stopping. That's why when people are descending, as we said, they engage the lower gear. Because while you engage the lower gear, you automatically engage the speed also to be low to support the brake. But when you engage a higher gear, the speed will be too much for the brake. So your brake will not function the way you want it. Yes. So, you know, some villages, the driver will put the gear on neutral and turn the key off again. We call it free. Then when they get to where the speed is now too much and they will now want to brake, coasting, the brake doesn't work because even the surface of road is not even good. So the brake will not, because you've turned the engine off, the steer can lock. That's why they will end up in the bush. They will tell you the brake has failed them. After they push the gear fork back, the car from the bush, the brake is working. Then they say it's the devil. They knew what they did.
They did coasting.
Yeah, they did coasting. A lot of the villages, after the driver started, they begin to descend on the off the engine. Then they change to free. You hear the car. They say they are saving their fuel. If you can't fuel the car, don't go and buy it. Let it be at the garage. It is dangerous. That's why I said they will end up the time that the speed, the steepness is too much that they want to brake. The brake doesn't work. The steer also is now locked. They end up in the gutter. Yes, they can't control it again. The brake is not controlling the speed. The steer so you can't steer. So you end up in a bush. Come again. That's why you don't do that. When you are descending, engage a gear, as he said, lower gear that can support the brake. First or second, those are the gears that we used to descend based on the steepness.
Sure.
Yes, based on the steepness, lower gears. That will help in lowering the speed. We call it the engine brake.
So that means anytime we are descending,
Yes.
if we can discipline ourselves,
Yep.
we should engage a lower brake.
We should engage a lower gear. Very good. That's the safety, not even this. That's the safety in driving. Engage a lower what? Gear when you are descending. Even when you are on some hills, they will even write that come to bottom gear, which is first gear. That's the bottom gear, the lower gear. Come to bottom gear, they will write it as a sign on the hill. You are descending this Quell Mountain, the Bure, Manfe, Dukru, Afajato, and the Red. They will tell you that come to lower gear or bottom gear, meaning first gear, so that the car will go at a complete lower speed.
Especially if we cannot trust your car.
Yeah, especially if you don't trust the car. It's very important. So that's what you need to know. Before you start a car, make sure your leg is
Let me create this humor. Now, when those people were going to their driving school in those days, they've always been using a term. When you want to close, you were explaining to us. This is a humor. They said tailgating.
tailgate.
Don't talk about it now.
Okay.
When we want to go, just say something small about it, then you go.
Oh, tailgate
No,
is.
no, I don't want to digress. I don't want to digress.
Okay.
It's a term that I've always enjoyed hearing from them. So
Yeah.
tailgate. Well, I have a YouTube
All right.
meal of it, but
Yes.
after when we are closer to them,
All
we'll
right.
use 2 or 5 minutes to talk about it.
All right. I got
Always
it.
use-
I got it. I got the tailgate. I got it. So that's how we start a vehicle. I'll repeat again. Before you start, you do your routine check by making sure everything is in order.
Oil.
Your oil, your water, fuel gauge, tire pressure, everything. Your lighting, your battery, terminals, everything. You check or you make sure there's no leakage. Your roadworthy stickers, your insurance, your license. You make sure they are all valid. That's why the law can make you involved in accidents. If you have invalid document and you see the police, you are rushing. And that's alone involved in accident. A lot of crashes. The person is trying to run away from the police because they have invalid documents. So you check or then where the police is doing the check, you can park there and buy something. You know everything is okay on your car. You don't owe the police anything. You can park at where they are doing the check and buy pure Tara. Come. You park in front of because you know that you don't owe them anything. But if your documents are invalid, will you stop there? Because you want to run away with that. Yes. So after that, you enter into the vehicle so that you can have control. So in case something happens accidentally, you engage your parking brake, close your doors, place your leg on the foot brake. If manual, add the clutch to it with the left foot before you insert your key. Then you change your gear to neutral. Turn to what? ACC in order to put off all electrical devices like the radio, charging system, Wi-Fi, and the rest. You put them off before even starting the vehicle. But if it's manual, make sure you engage neutral before you start. Automatic is still on park and you start on park, so you don't need to change the gear to start. But manual, they normally leave it in a gear. And I'll tell you the reason why I have to leave your manual car or vehicle in a gear.
Every time you park it,
Yes.
you should not be neutral.
No. I'll show you the reason why it should be on park. People also used to do that. That one also is same as coasting. Coast. COASTING. So I'll explain all to you. Yeah. Then after you have started the vehicle, before you move the vehicle, you apply what we call side and MSM. Side means you scan. Side means scan. Identify the side before you execute. SID in cap is an acronym. You apply your side. Where you are moving the vehicle from and moving to, you have to watch. You have to scan that the area is safe. Identify between safety and danger. Take a good decision before you finally execute. That's the meaning of what? Side. Then MSM. M means mirrors. S means signal. And M means maneuvering. Mirror, signal, and maneuvering.
This
Very
is
important.
MSM.
Yes.
The other one was SMS.
The other one was seat, mirror, seat belts.
Before.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, and this one is MSM, seat, mirror, signal, and maneuvering, and the SMS is seat, mirrors, and seat belts. So you make sure you do that. You scan where you are moving the car from where you are going to. You identify between safety and danger. Take a good decision before you execute. Look through your mirrors. Signal by showing your traffic indicator before you intend to move. Do your maneuvering. Then after that, cancel your blind spots. Cancel your blind spots. Areas that the mirror you are not sure of. You are allowed to turn your neck to watch. You've not moved yet. Note, after you started moving, you can't turn your neck again. So while you are stationary, you've not moved yet, you can turn your neck. Even you can stretch your neck to look
It is
for.
not unprofessional.
It's professional. It's for safety. No, I said when the vehicle begin to move,
Yeah.
you can't do that again. That one is unprofessional.
Okay.
But you've not moved yet. You just started the car and you wanted to be sure of yourself. You can stretch your neck to look forward.
What if
Is
it's
this it?
raining?
Come
If
again.
it is raining torrentially.
No, you are in the car. You are in the vehicle. But you are just stretching your neck maybe to look forward.
Okay.
Or you want to step back and see maybe somebody is standing behind you before. Because the mirror might not give you all the clear view. That we call it, you glance your shoulder. Shoulder check.
Okay.
Yes, shoulder check. But at the moment you begin to move, you can't do it again. So you do that before you intend to move.
So some do, but we are not.
Yeah, we are not doing
part
that.
of them.
We are not part of it.
Raboni.
Yes.
We
Very,
don't
very,
do that.
very good. Very good. So you cancel your blind spot for safety. Then after that, you engage first or reverse if manual. Automatic, drive or arrow. You engage first or reverse if manual. Then reverse arrow or G if automatic. These are the gears that we use to move a vehicle. Manual, one or reverse. Automatic, drive or arrow. These are the gears that we use to move a vehicle. They are also known as the powerful gears because they are used to move the vehicle from a stationary position. So that tells you that any gear that can move the engine, can power the engine from a stationary position means it's a powerful gear. Reverse and one, drive or arrow, they are also called the powerful gears. It can come in Western or DVL.
Yes.
Which gears are known as the powerful gears? They will tell you 1 and 5 or 4 and 5.
If you don't need to say 5.
Yeah, because they are the cruising gears. They speed, so you think they are powerful. No. Somebody have cruising. They are the gears used to speed. Yes. Yes. So because they are the speed gears, you think they are the powerful. No. Somebody have started the job before you come into speed. The person that moved the vehicle from a stationary is the powerful one. Like school. If you don't have the basic, how can you promote yourself to go higher? You start from the basic.
So under no circumstances can you use the second gear
Yes.
to move the vehicle?
Or you can move based on the slope. For example, if the vehicle is descending already,
Already.
even fourth can move it. But it's not advisable.
It's not advisable.
It can damage the gearbox. It's not advisable.
But sir, the same way, if
Yep.
it is a very steep slope
Yes.
and you know you start moving already,
Yep.
why not just, let's say, put this speed
All right.
and you know that using first, you just be abusing the first.
Yes.
Because you will change.
Yes.
In that case, do we start from
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, based on the slope. For instance, if you realize your vehicle is very steep, you can decide to use even 10 it can go.
Okay.
Provided it can go that you will not force the gearbox and the clutch.
Okay.
Because doing that, you need more pegging on the clutch. You need to peg the clutch more.
Okay.
So if you have the free range, without you pegging, putting pressure on the clutch, you can use that.
Okay.
But it's not advisable. Yeah. So after you engage your gears, you come to what we call half clutch. In manual vehicles, you raise the clutch up a bit to a point that the vehicle will begin to vibrate. The vehicle will start shaking. That tells you that you are on half clutch. And that's the state of the clutch that will move the car for you. When the vehicle is manual vehicle. But for automatic, there's nothing like half clutch. So that one, when you engage, you just go. So after your half clutch, then you release the parking brake. Always release the parking brake or disengage the parking brake before the foot brake. The parking brake is the same as the one you call hand brake. Release that one. If it's the foot one, release it. If the hand one, take it down before you release the foot one that your leg is on it.
And take it to the accelerator.
No, you don't accelerate. The vehicle itself will move. We don't move a vehicle with the accelerator.
What's the reason for that?
Come again.
What's the reason? Since they are moving.
We use for automatic vehicle. Automatic vehicle. When you engage drive or reverse, after releasing the brake, the car will start moving. There's a difference between taking off and moving. You should know that. We don't move a vehicle, we take off a vehicle. The vehicle has parked and you want it to take off. Take off it before you step on the accelerator. Using the accelerator to take off, you are what? You consume more fuel.
Is it for the automatic vehicles?
Every vehicle.
Okay, then how do I? This one is quite
Yes.
the vehicle.
Yes.
And the left foot is on the clutch.
Yep.
And you said we should raise the
Clutch to half.
But if I spark my vehicle,
Yep. We don't spark a vehicle, we start.
okay,
We start engine. We don't spark
okay,
engine.
kickstart.
Yes, you start. Yes. Yep.
And my foot is on the clutch.
Yep.
If I remove my clutch, the
Yeah.
engine might go off.
Yes. That's what I say. You come to half clutch, not full clutch.
So if you get half clutch,
Yeah, that's what we used to move a manual car.
the engine will not go
No. That's the vibration point.
Oh.
So when the vehicle begins to vibrate, don't release the clutch again. Release the brake until you are in motion, then you release the clutch. No.
Half.
Yes. When your leg is on the brake, it will never move.
Okay.
So when you get to half, then you release the brake.
Ah.
Then the vehicle will begin to roll. Go.
That is if it is a level ground.
Yes.
Okay.
Then after you are being in motion, then you release the clutch and you come and accelerate. You only use the accelerator from onset if there's an obstacle. You come to half clutch, but the car maybe the tire is in a hole
Okay.
or something had chopped the tire.
Okay.
That one the half clutch cannot go. So that's why you support it with an electric accelerator.
Okay.
But if you have the free range, the accelerator is not necessary.
Sure. Very technical point.
Yeah.
Very technical.
So for instance, a fuel that truck driver will use to Accra 5 times, I'll use it to Accra 7 times. Because where he will be using the accelerator, I will not use the accelerator there. The more you are accelerating, the more the fuel is burning. Even you experience, then if you are even coming to stop, rather slam on the accelerator before the brake. When you are in them, they want to stop at the bus stop. You hear them stepping on the accelerator before they brake. It doesn't make sense. Why?
Maybe they want to be sure that they have really disengaged the engine with the clutch.
But
I'm not their lawyer.
I get what you mean. It's not necessary.
And there's this thing they normally do. They tell you, I think, for manual cars, and they want to beat the engine.
Yes.
So they rather step on the clutch. I think they disengage there. It's be on free. And they step
Before
on
braking.
the accelerator.
This is why we are saying here that no. You should always brake gently before the clutch.
Yeah, but I'm saying that I've seen some people just, I don't know whether they are hitting the engine or I don't know what it's called.
When you want to maybe something happens to the car, you want to fix the engine.
Yes.
That one, as you said, you put the gear on neutral. Then you step. When you want to hit an engine, you want the lubrication to go faster.
So that's why you hit it.
Before, at the moment you are accelerating, the lubricants are moving faster in the system. Maybe there's something wrong and they are not able to go faster. So you want to do them yourself earlier to go. Other than that, you start your car for 10 minutes. You are going to work. You leave it, the engine step to warm, and that one tell you are warming the engine. By the time you come back, 5 to 10 minutes time, all the fluids have gone to their various departments. So now I just move it gently. Just move it gently.
How do I know that my half clutch is getting to the full level?
When how will you determine your half clutch or your full?
Okay.
Yeah.
When I raise it and it's half, I know.
Yes.
How high must my tire go before I know that it is getting closer to the full clutch?
The full clutch is you releasing the clutch completely. But to determine half clutch, every clutch has their level. So you can know it by level.
Okay.
But you determine your half clutch by the vibration sequence of the vehicle.
Okay.
At the moment you get to half clutch, the engine sound will change and the vehicle will start to vibrate. That tells you are half clutch.
So the higher the vibration goes,
Yeah.
then my half clutch might be getting closer to the full clutch,
Yeah.
which the engine might go up.
Yeah, might go up very good. Which the engine might go up very good. So at the moment you get it, you have to now peg it so that it doesn't come up again.
What the fuck?
Peg it by strengthening your knee on it so that it doesn't come up again. Either up or down.
Okay.
You do like this so that it doesn't go down or come up. That's what it's called pegging. You are leveling it.
Sustaining.
Yes, sustaining is called a pegging. Peg the clutch. Either up or down again. Peg it at that stage. Then you release your brake. Then you begin to flow. When you begin to move, apply the 3 seconds screw on the clutch. Wait for at least 3 seconds before you release the clutch finally. If you don't wait up to 3 seconds and you release it completely, the engine must go off again.
Okay, so that is if it's a first gear and press on the accelerator, I should not take off my foot totally.
Totally. Now, wait for some time before you step. You release the clutch finally.
It will not affect the clutch.
No, you do not affect it. It do not affect it.
Sure.
Now why is that?
Come again.
Why is that?
After 3 seconds, you are now in complete emotion. So you cannot release your clutch. Yes. The free, after 3 seconds is on the free range, level ground, without an obstacle.
Okay.
If it's not, it may be mountainous or there's an obstacle, you have to go more than 3 seconds. Because the vehicle will find it difficult by moving.
If you take off your
Yes.
foot from the clutch pedal.
Yes, the engine will go off, it will jack and the engine will go off again.
For the special name.
Yeah, the special ones. So that's how you move the vehicle. Then after you are in motion, you can now release the clutch and come and accelerate. If the vehicle is manual,